We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Iranian threats against Trump, Senator Menendez convicted, Musk leaving California, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Prior to Saturday's assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump, the Secret Service had beefed up security for Trump in recent weeks after intelligence showed Iran had been plotting to kill Trump. The White House, after learning of the threat, confirmed with the Secret Service at a senior level that they were continuing to track the latest reporting, according to a national security official who was not authorized to speak publicly. As we have said many times, we have been tracking Iranian threats against former Trump administration officials for years, dating back to the last administration, National Security Council spokesperson Adrian Watson said in a statement. These threats arise from Iran's desire to seek revenge for the killing of Qasem Soleimani. We consider this a national and homeland security matter of the highest priority. President Biden is reportedly planning to endorse major changes to the U.S. Supreme Court, including proposals for legislation to establish term limits for the justices and an enforceable ethics code, as growing outrage continues following a series of controversial decisions. The Washington Post first reported the changes, citing two people briefed on the plans. Biden has long resisted calls from the left to make changes to the High Court, but his supporters have continued to call for reform following decisions by the court majority on issues including abortion and federal regulatory powers. These changes are geared towards removing some of the independence of the High Court. Senator Bob Menendez was found guilty of bribery, fraud, and extortion. A federal jury convicted the New Jersey senator of all 16 charges he faced for making favorable deals on behalf of foreign officials and 3 businessmen in exchange for lavish gifts, including gold bars and a Mercedes. His Democratic colleague, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, called for his resignation almost immediately after the verdict was read. A separate trial for Menendez's wife, Nadine, who allegedly participated in the scheme, was delayed indefinitely while she undergoes cancer treatments. Americans fear the country is spiraling out of control following the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, with worries growing that the November 5th election could spark more political violence, according to a Reuters Ipsos poll that closed on Tuesday. The 2-day poll found Republican presidential candidate Trump opening a marginal lead among registered voters, 43% to 41%, over Democratic U.S. President Joe Biden, an advantage that was within the poll's margin of error, suggesting that the attempt on Trump's life had not sparked a major shift in voter sentiment. But 80% of voters, including similar shares of Democrats and Republicans, said they agreed with a statement that the country is spiraling out of control. The poll, which was conducted online, surveyed 1,202 U.S. adults nationwide, including 992 registered voters. Democratic members of Congress are reviving a fight over President Biden's candidacy following a brief respite in the wake of Saturday's assassination attempt. Some lawmakers are uneasy about the Democratic National Committee's plans to forge ahead with a virtual roll call vote to nominate Biden weeks before the Democratic convention. A letter circulating among congressional Democrats argues that there is no legal justification for an early virtual roll call after Ohio moved its filing deadline past the date of the Democratic convention. Calls for Biden to leave the campaign grew after his terrible debate performance. One-to-one interviews with George Stephanopoulos and Lester Holt have not calmed fears that he is not capable of doing the job. Elon Musk is leaving California. The billionaire entrepreneur said Tuesday he is moving the headquarters of two of his companies, X Corp and SpaceX, to Texas from California. His disclosures followed the move by California Governor Gavin Newsom to sign a new law Monday that aims to prevent schools from informing families if their children identify as gay or transgender. This is the final straw, Musk wrote on X. He cited the law, as well as many others that preceded it, attacking both families and companies. Musk is one of a growing number of Silicon Valley entrepreneurs and venture capitalists who have been critical of Democratic policies in recent days. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.